Good evening and welcome to Geekology. I'm David Spelia.
And I'm Sven Hardy.
And tonight we're going to be doing an overview of 2013, which kind of fits well with it being the end of 2013.
And the end of our first series.
You know, I've got to admit, I've really enjoyed doing this. It's made me think more about the way me and you talk about some of the stuff. You know, I hand you things going, look at this piece of crap!
And I go, why did you buy it?
it always looks so shiny on the shelves.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know, at least now, I mean, me and you have always critiqued things. We've always gone, this, and this is why. But, you know, it feels slightly different when you're actually going, look how bad this is! So, yeah. I've enjoyed that. I haven't enjoyed watching all of our videos.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The concept works, but I'm been looking at them going, ooh, I'm out of shot, and ooh, that didn't focus well, and ooh, this one's 2 hours long. Sven. Sven. Yeah, 2 hours, Sven. Yeah.
That's why I broke it into two parts. To be fair, when you're covering every video format in existence, followed by how you collect your videos.
But the thing is, it was a topic me and you feel... Yeah. Have you noticed that as well? The things we feel really passionate about, whoo, they're the ones you have to edit with an axe. Just massive chunks out.
I mean, this is one of the things, is this first series has been quite a large learning curve, hasn't it?
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, we kind of got the hang of the camera angling a little bit more now.
Ish, hello.
Though, to be honest, on the last episode it seemed to have gone wrong again, but we won't go there.
Yeah, bad David.
Yes, and things like doing roundups of things probably doesn't work so well as doing one thing. And things like that.
We don't do well when we're doing roundups.
No, because we go on and on and on and on.
And the thing, we always, because both of us have varying opinions along the same lines, but they always branch out. We start doing multiple universe threads, and no. Stick to the...
And tonight we're doing a roundup of 2013.
No. We're going to bullet point it. We're going to keep it relatively short. So, films. What were the movies you enjoyed this year?
Yeah, it's not actually that easy, is it? I mean, I don't go to the cinema very often, to be fair, because it would mean dragging out 4 kids and my wife.
Yeah, but you go to films that you feel passionately towards to begin with. So, whenever you do go, it's it tends to be more of a group experience.
Yeah, and the 2 films I've actually gone and seen in the cinema that I can actually recall this year.
Yeah, but that's partially due to bad memory on your part.
Are Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh God.
And Man of Steel. But both of us came out of Into Darkness going, what did they just do?
Yeah, you know what? I felt like, I was touched inappropriately.
Something was touched inappropriately. It was Star Trek 2.
Yeah. Oh God, they really did rehash too much.
It was wrong. I mean, but let's be fair. Cast are fine. There was nothing wrong with any member of the cast.
Oh no, I've got nothing against any
Carl
of the
Urban
actors.
Especially is a massive star in it, as far as I'm concerned.
And to be fair, did a wonderful job of what is quite a tricky thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But the writing was terrible. I'm sorry, it was just, what are you doing?
Okay. I agreed with you at the time.
Yeah.
About how bad the writing was. I've watched it a few more times, so I'm feeling a bit more generously towards it now. But still, the tech.
Yeah,
the tech just drives me up the wall.
Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I tried to like it. I honestly went in with an open mind. And when you come out of a Superman movie feeling down, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the things again. Henry Cavill, really, really good. Amy Adams, not so sure.
Oh, she was alright.
She was alright. Diane Lane as Ma Kent.
Well, you know that I always go for the Bat. Given a choice, the Bat. Well, but I've watched all of the Superman stuff. Yeah, they tend to gloss over Lois and Clark, which I think's a shame because I quite enjoyed them. To be fair, that was quite a big part of our 90s.
Well, I love the first season of that. It kind of went a bit rocky after that, didn't it, to be fair. But yeah.
Yeah, but I do know what you meant, because I come at Superman from a different perspective to you, and I liked most of it. I could see where they were going for some of it. I thought the whole, why have you got an S? It's a symbol for hope and blah, blah, blah. They explain things really well, but it seemed to rely heavily on the special effects. And any movie today that relies on special effects it's just not going to work. The fans are. It's not that the fans are jaded. It's the fans are so well educated in it now that it loses the thing.
I mean, one of the things that came out of that was that big announcement in the second half of the year that Ben Affleck's playing Batman.
Oh, that's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Everybody is torn into that, and I'm just like, really?
No, he's going to be the
Guys,
perfect.
think about
perfect.
it. Yeah.
I'm a big Kevin Smith fan.
Yeah.
And I listen to his podcast regularly, and he does this wonderful joke about if Ben Affleck could, play anything, do anything. If they refilmed Jaws, he could be the shark. Yeah, he could be the shark.
Yeah.
And to put him as Batman is phenomenal. I mean, I thought he was going to be amazing as Daredevil. And in all fairness, can't let him as an actor down for that. It was just bad writing of direction.
I think he's actually apologised for it in one of his recent articles.
It's not him as a person. But him as Batman, going to be awesome.
I've got a feeling a lot of people are going to be eating their words, just like they did with Heath Ledger, and with and with Michael Keaton, frankly. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, Keaton, the only real Batman.
Yeah.
The only.
Yeah. So what films did you enjoy this year?
Well, you've already covered Trek, so don't need to go there. One that you didn't see that I went to see because it was an apocalypse comedy, and I liked the concept of it because it was actors playing themselves at a party when Armageddon happens. It was called The End. Really funny, fantastic fare, just novelty value. The special effects good, obviously. But it was just really novel, these actors survive Armageddon and then they realise why they survived Armageddon. And there's I can't really call it a cameo because they put her quite solidly in it, but Emma Watson's in it. And it was just it was novel. It's not the greatest film in the world, but it was novel, it's quite well done, it's quite humorous. You can sit lots of different groups of people down to see that one, so that one was good. What else would I really recommend? The World's End. Obviously, Simon Pegg. Yeah. Again, good concept, well done. Not one of his greatest films.
Right.
But very novel.
Not as good as Hot Fuzz.
Worth the money. Well, definitely only on Blu-ray.
Did you prefer Shaun of the Dead to Hot Fuzz?
Of course, I preferred Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I thought you might, because I preferred Hot Fuzz to Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, well, zombies.
Where would you put this in the three?
It's on a par with Paul.
Okay, because that's not even in it. But yeah, fair enough. Okay.
No, you said it's on a par with Paul.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You go to watch their films because you know what you're going to get. There's a bit of character reversal in it.
Right,
but,
okay.
Yeah, it's good. I'd have to say the highlight of the year was actually a non-science fiction film. A remake, which I'm a bit funny about remakes, but they remade Carrie. And I see, this is where I need little cue cards with actresses' names. The really cool young actress from Let the Right One In and Kick-Ass.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Oh, she plays Carrie.
Oh, okay, so she took over Sissy SpaceX role.
Yes.
Right, okay.
I mean, from her previous body of work that she's a very good actress. And she's playing a character that's a few years older, but the way she does it is just fantastic. And I would not be surprised if, for the next 20, 30 years, we're talking about whatever films she's going to be doing. Because all the films she picks, I mean, yes, okay, there's one or two you've gone, ooh, yeah, your agent got you a lot of money for that role. But generally, her work is rock steady. So, what about TV shows?
To be honest, it's a really weird thing for me now, because ever since Smallville finished, and you know how much I was into Smallville.
Of course, yeah.
Nothing's really grabbed me.
What about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Because you were quite excited about that when that
Yeah,
first started.
I was really looking forward to it. I am enjoying it. But I've got it's like the excitement levels kind of got muted a little bit when they started referring to Thor 2, considering I haven't seen it yet. You know, I've got a feeling they've probably made a bit of a mistake there in trying to tie into the movies a little bit too much, so that maybe people who are watching it on TV haven't had a chance to see the film yet.
Okay.
That's putting in a little bit into the enjoyment of the series. I do feel, though, is that I've got a feeling it might kick into a totally different gear with Series 2.
Yeah.
If for no other reason than they can get Agent Hill in permanently, because she's too busy filming How I Met Your Mother at the moment.
Well, I mean, you know I'm a big How I Met Your Mother fan. Not because of her, although obviously, not from the first season, because I watched it with Alison Hannigan.
Well, yes.
Again, bad with actors' names. Dr. Horrible and Dougie Hauser.
Dougie Hauser. Yes, Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes. Fantastic. And I love the fact that as a gay man he's playing
a womanizer.
It's womanising. Yeah, it's just
brilliant.
I like the fact as well they made his black brother gay.
Yeah.
It's very funny. But yeah, no, she's great in it, and it'll be really good.
Because I think I'm right in that she has been signed up for Series 2, sort of like at least as a recurring guest star in at least half the episodes, I believe. Because
I've got no idea. To tell you the truth, there have been so many shows that I've started to watch and then have been cancelled and cut and and it's always for stupid reason. We're getting the wrong demographic. We get more than enough people watching, but they're the wrong sex. Or we get more than enough people watching, but they're too old or they're too young. And whatever happened to the good old days of people bleeding watching was just good enough. Yeah, they seem to cancel these shows at a drop of a hat now.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, I can't think Firefly, why?
Star Trek.
Birds of Prey.
Of course, what we have to mention is Doctor Who here. Of course, with it being the 50th anniversary, we had quite a few television events in a way. We had not only the second half of Series 7, God knows what they were splitting these seasons up. I don't understand it at all. Neil Gaiman managing to make the Cyberman a bit more Borgish, even though he has no idea what a Borg is, which is quite impressive. But let's face it, the Borg were a rip-off of the Cyberman in the first place.
Reimagining.
Reimagining. Resistance is
he can reimagine anything.
Yes. I mean, this is the thing.
It's like allegedly he killed puppies and threw them in the canal. As long as you put the word reimagining in front of it, yes, sorted. And of course there was the World Power got involved with Doctor Who.
Yes, of course we had the Google sketch where you could play a little video game, which is the first Doctor Who video game I think ever where you can actually get regenerated properly. Which makes it the best video game they've ever done for Doctor Who. But there was quite a lot of special programming, because earlier in the year you had Matt Smith announcing he was leaving.
Yeah.
So they had a TV special which was abysmal to unveil who it was going to be, which is Peter Capaldi, who's actually a lifelong Doctor Who fan and wrote into the Radio Times when he was 15 for I think it was the 15th anniversary of Doctor Who, and wrote into the magazine saying, "I'm hoping you'll do another special for the 25th and things like that." It's like, yeah, well, the 50th is you. They did. Well, we still got the Christmas special to come, but we had the 50th anniversary special on the birthday, which was nicely timed, and we had the behind the scenes sort of like dramatisation of how the series first came to fruition. However, what's interesting is the big thing that seems to have a lot of people latched onto, and seems to be the highlight for a lot of people, is the fact they did a webisode about a week before the 50th anniversary went out, where you actually saw Paul McGann's Doctor regenerate, which was they tried to keep it a complete secret, and most people didn't realise what was going on. There was rumours flying around that Paul McGann had been pulled in to do some filming, and people thought it was just to do with the 50th anniversary itself, that episode. But basically, it starts off with someone calling for help, their computer assuming they need a doctor, and then him turning up going, "Well, I'm a doctor, just not the one you're expecting." That's brilliant, and it was, and the thing is that in those 7 minutes or whatever it was, Paul McGann has basically proved that he could quite possibly have been the best doctor ever if he'd been given a chance.
Well, yeah, obviously, they had to make a big thing with Doctor Who. I thought it was really weird that they didn't make a big thing about the ending of Breaking Bad, considering, that that's it. It's finished. It's a show that a lot of people really invested in as well. Most people who are fans of Breaking Bad are serious fans of it.
There was only 5 series, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a bit sort of sketchy for the last 2 as to what was going to happen. They broke them up in strange ways, and but very loyal following. An amazingly well done series. It was. It's kind of a shame that it ended, but kind of they had to do it at some point. This was the point, but really, for an ending of a series, they couldn't have done it better. So yeah, that was a bit of a shame. Okay, second to last section. Kind of a weird one, considering we have the console wars.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say the games are for 2013?
Very difficult, simply because you've had the foreshadowing almost all year of the PS4 and the Xbox One since they were announced towards the beginning of the year, and literally just laid waste to the year generally. Yeah. PlayStation 3's had 2 or 3 really, really good games. Last of Us grabbed a lot of attention, especially. And then there's of course Grand Theft Auto on both formats, which I have absolutely no interest in whatsoever.
Well, no, it's one of those things. Me and you have different tastes in games, and definitely everybody else seems to have a different taste in games. I mean, bizarrely enough, you obviously know I still have my Halo nights, but I've got really excited 3 days ago because they released a game on Android that I've been waiting for 2 years because I play it on my iPhone, which was Clash of the Clans.
Okay.
It's the most boring, monotonous, addictive and fun little game, all in the same... Right, yeah. I mean, they pace the game because you can buy gems, and obviously you use real money to buy gems, or you can earn gems doing different things, blah, 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 blah. So, I know why the game is paced the way it is, and it is fun, but sometimes it is a little bit, oh God, I've played this for half an hour today, and But to play it on an Android thing is great because I don't own an iPad, but I own an Arcos tablet, so I can now play big screen. So I'm quite... Yeah. But I kind of liked that I was looking forward to that, purely because I've always considered myself a gamer, and I don't mean board games, because obviously I love my board game, but I'm a PC gamer. I will always be a PC gamer. I have the consoles, I enjoy the consoles, still think Nintendo should win any console war. It's never going to happen, but I think they should. Never going to happen, but it would be nice. Yeah. But no, it's one of those things. The consoles are great, but never...
I mean, the interesting thing is, I must admit, I haven't personally got a working PS3 at the moment, which is kind of a damper.
No. There's a working PS3 in your house. It's just not yours.
Well, not mine. No, and I don't feel right borrowing the kids' PS3 every 5 minutes.
Excuse me. Go do some homework. Daddy wants to play. That doesn't work.
I mean, I have been playing an awful lot of stuff on the Vita.
But the Vita's a solid little unit.
Oh yeah,
I probably shouldn't refer to it as a little unit. It's a solid handheld.
Yeah, I mean it's a brilliant piece of tech, and tearaway on it, especially recently, seems like it's been brushed under everybody's carpet and ignored.
No, that's a shame, because I looked at some of the websites for that. Some of like the fan ones that have the work that you can, because you can upload from that to the site and print bits out, can't you?
Yeah.
It's a great little concept.
British developed as well.
Yeah, wasn't it the guys who did Little Big Planet?
Yeah.
So
it's quite. I was quite surprised that the street price it ended up as well.
Well, how much did it retail for?
It's retailing at under 25 quid everywhere.
At 25, what's the recommended retail?
40.
Oh, okay.
Which is okay. That's a bit strange, to be honest.
That's going on a lot these days.
Yeah.
I mean, they did that for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4.
There's been the prices of the games have been discounted down, which is that's the first time that's ever happened at the launch. I mean, this is the thing. I know a lot of people were going on about how expensive the games were, but when you look at it over the last 30 years, they're really not.
Yeah.
When you take into consideration inflation, bearing in mind that the PlayStation 1, when that came out, the machine was 300 quid, the games were 50 quid each, the controllers were 30 and the memory cards were 15 or 20, something like that.
Yeah.
And people moaning about £55 games. No.
Yeah, but on the other hand, economy not doing well.
Exactly. And what doesn't help is things like Call of Duty has actually been a £60 RRP game for the last 3 years on Xbox 360 and PS3, but it's never been on a shelf at more than 45. Really, unless it's HMV, which is 48 sometimes, I believe. Which basically meant that with the RRP of the Xbox One games and the PS4 games, again, the general customer base were not expecting anything to be any different price wise, and they moaned when people were moaning when they were slightly higher than PS3 and 360 games. So that's a bit strange. I mean, one highlight of the year actually for me was Injustice.
Yes.
Because that's basically take the Mortal Kombat engine and do it with the DC heroes and villains, especially when Superman's gone bad.
Well, yeah, but you got to bear in mind, Batman was released, and you know I do love the Arkham City games.
But the problem with that one is it wasn't British developed anymore.
Yeah, I know. You could, and the bizarre thing is, you could really feel that in the gameplay.
Yeah, it's not as good as the first two, is it? No.
Well, that's no offence to any of the people who developed the second one. It wasn't a patch on the first.
Yeah.
But you get that. It happens with games, you know, and it's.
Fortunately, we are seeing a bit of a rise in the independent sector, which is only can be good. Let's be honest. But let's boil it down to the real question that people are asking at the moment is, which did you buy, Xbox One or PS4? And the answer is neither.
Yeah. Is yours purely financial, or is it?
It's certainly a massive reason, but it's difficult to, put a priority on going out and buying, quite an expensive piece of equipment when the number of games you're going to play on it is so small.
See, now, I quite happily fly the Microsoft flag because I liked the first Xbox. I love my 360. My 360 is an awesome games console. I like my PlayStation 3, although I like it as a media server more than a games console. I know people go, oh, it's the controller, or oh, the game ratio is not the same. And I personally, for me, I prefer the Xbox controllers, but you can get copy controllers that for the PlayStation that look and feel the same as the Xbox ones. For instance, so I think they've eliminated some of that. I can't say quite what it is. I just prefer playing on my Xbox, especially since PlayStation don't have Halo.
Yeah,
I'm a big Halo fan. But the new machine, I've looked at the spec for the Xbox. It's awesome. I love the design. I think the PlayStation controller for the 4 looks better.
Yeah.
Feels better.
It's also quite a bit bigger than the DualShock 3 apparently. So
but none of the titles have grabbed me for either machine. The price bracket it's more than I can really afford at the moment for something I don't need.
Yeah.
And I don't need them for two simple reasons. My PlayStation 3 works. I've got a few games on it I enjoy, although I must confess they tend to be the smaller independent ones and none of them are big titles. Oh, actually, no, I'll tell you, like, two of them are big titles. My Xbox works and the games I really enjoy are on it. There's nothing wrong with the tech. The tech is still good. Whilst the tech is still good, I don't see the need to upgrade, unless, of course, they release a Star Trek game, which is what made me buy my Xbox in the first place.
I mean, this is the thing, is that there's loads of games I on my PS3 I want to replay, but PS4 is absolutely no use for that whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I will be getting another PS3 at some point.
Let's face it, backwards compatibility isn't even an option.
No.
I mean, every generation of machine they go, it's not an option, and then they get better at generating
but this one
but
really
really isn't. The architecture's completely different.
Yeah.
We're going to end up with a really long video if we go down this route. Let's shorten it back down to, was there any game that grabbed your attention?
Well, to be honest, the only things that I would play on a PS4 if I had one right now would be Need for Speed Rivals. And though it is out on the PS3, the PS4 version is the one I want to play, to be fair. Simply because with the race, it's on using the Frostbite 3 engine, so it's going to look stunning on the PS4, and the sort of like some of the extra features will make a difference to it for me. And then Resogun, which is only out on the PS4, which is done by the guys who did Super Stardust HD. But there's something hugely ironic about wanting to buy a next gen, or now current gen console to play Defender. It's just like, really?
Okay, so that's TV, movies, games. I would say toys, but let's incorporate it. Let's just go with other stuff for 2013. What has been the highlights for yourself?
Probably the British release of the new Masterpiece Optimus Prime. Yeah. Though I didn't get the MP10 Japanese version until this year. It actually came out last year. But the British and American, well, actually no, the British version came out this year, so I can kind of shoehorn it into 2013. Because it's an Optimus Prime toy, blah blah blah. It's really really good. It's probably the best version of Optimus they've done since the original one.
Yeah.
The two other things that jump into view when I think about this show are actually here. I know you haven't really seen these.
Actually, I saw the artwork for this.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I open this one up?
Absolutely.
This is the USB one, I'm not imagining it, yeah? Yes! The little purple owl.
Yes.
See, I liked the look of this, but wasn't it a pre-order special?
Yeah, I mean, you can get the music, because it's actually an album on there. It's a 25-track album, 26, maybe 27 tracks, I can't remember. But it's basically Tim Wright's...
That's a lovely job.
Yeah, Tim Wright did the music to Shadow Beast 2 and 3, among a few other titles back in the Amiga days. He then went on to do things like Wipeout.
Oh wow, what? Nice, he personalised it and synced it up with the number on the
back, which is really cool. Now I must admit, I missed the pre-order for this because I didn't hear about it until too late.
Okay.
So I bugged him and bugged the poor bloke until he told me he had a spare one, and I basically had that. So that was pretty cool. I was actually quite annoyed with myself for missing that, and because I just didn't know about it. But yeah, there we go, the Psygnosis Owl. And the cool thing is, he's using the Psygnosis Owl on it with the permission of Sony Computer Entertainment. They've actually okayed the project. He's still doing some work for them, so you know, that's cool. Might be why. Now this is actually from a Kickstarter that finished on the 1st of January.
Do you love Kickstart?
And
I've got some fantastic Paul Kibley Kickstart bit. Anyway, sorry, go on.
And this is basically an album by Alistair Brimble, who used to be the in-house musician at Team 17.
Yep. And I've got more of this man's work than I wish to actually own up to.
Well, this album's really, really cool. It's got basically arranged versions of a lot of his tracks from the Team 17 days.
Yeah.
With the Kickstarter, I basically went for one of the slightly higher options. So I've got the double album and the USB stick, and the USB stick's got the album in lossless format as well as MPEG. It's also got his 2 previous albums on as well, and the box art from the games. But it's not just Team 17 stuff either, because some of he's basically worked on so much stuff over the years. Yeah. So there's things like, as well as your Alien Breed and your Project X, and the Project X remix on here is stunning. You've got Z-Wolf and Subwar and so on and so forth. So it's a fantastic album. I can't recommend it enough. And both of those albums are now available just as downloads, because I think they're sold out of the physical versions. So we'll put links for those if you want to go and have a look. But we'll review them properly in the new year.
Yeah, marvellous. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Season 2.
And format.
Okay, so for myself, for toys, you know what? People are going to have to watch the backlog of videos, because I really liked the kre-o Enterprise. Okay, yeah.
Our first video.
It was not the ship. It's not the ship. The ship was... but it was cool to build, you know, Lego-styled starships. And, you know, we chatted and had a few beers and did it, and I quite enjoyed that. So I thought that was an interesting toy.
Yeah.
As a piece bit. Individual figures, you know, I'll be honest, I haven't really bought much this year. Purely because nothing has caught my attention. There's been some really nice Trek pieces. Technically, we can say the ring, the class ring, because they say it's the Into Darkness one, but it isn't. It's the 2009 reboot ring, but they just pushed it forward and used it in that one. Don't quite know how they did that, because it's dated.
Isn't it because it's it was used by Mickey from Doctor Who, whatever his character name was in
they're all running around with the rings.
Yeah, and he used that as the bomb, didn't he? So yeah, that's probably why.
But no, I like that. The pizza cutter as well. They've done some tablet bags that have been quite good.
I always found it quite weird that they've managed to produce tablet bags for what are essentially pads that are classic Trek.
Yeah.
It's like I actually said to one of the guys who were marketing them at a trade show, I went, "Really? You didn't make these next gen? Did nobody think?" Just for a second.
Well, no, because if they were next gen, they'd be smaller. Well, then with the classic Trek, like what they should have done was, instead of calling them tablet bags, what were the clipboards originally called?
The electronic clipboards.
They should have called them electronic clipboard bags.
Yeah. But it was just like, you know, they were designed for 10-inch tablets and stuff. You're just thinking, really, Picard sitting at his desk with one of those in 1987?
Yeah, but next gen logo on the bag in the different colours is what they're going to do next year. Yeah. This year they just wanted to do the 3 colours. Yeah. No, I like that. I thought it was, you know, as that sort of thing goes, I thought it was very good. But no, the honest truth is, very little merchandise this year really sort of sparked my imagination. Very little of it went pick me up, buy me. It was, you know, novel little bits that just came out.
Yeah.
For instance, there was a really good one on play.com that was Jelly Mould. Now this will really appeal to any zombie fans, because it was a jelly mould of the human brain, but instead of being the overview, it was a side view, and it departmentalises all the bits, so you can build a brain out of jelly. It's awesome, just great fun. I mean, they did the Star Trek ice moulds as well. That were kind of cool, but again, we've seen these because they released Star Wars ones forever ago, and you know, so it's just been lots of little add-ons to things. So for actual toys, I really like the kre-o. Thought the kre-o was good. I love the fact that Diamond relaunched the ships. Technically, wasn't that last year though?
Yeah.
The ships?
I mean, it's the things. It's like the official Starships collection, isn't it? We got into that last year.
Yeah,
we got the Enterprise refit and the D last year, so it's kind of last year's stuff for us, even though they weren't on general release until this year.
Yeah, so, but it's the same thing with some of the figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the figures because I actually, for once in our video life, I did the research, and all the figures I was going to go, I really like. Yeah, no, they're out of date. I couldn't even crowbar them into this year. They were definitely last year's.
I mean, the one toy I probably also should bring up is Metroplex.
Because you did like
that. I keep having that stolen by my kids. And I've actually put some extra labels on it and stuff like that, which I did put in the video in the end. So that was quite. I'm very, very glad I didn't get the British one in the end, because I'm a fan of the video game. So for it to not have the video game speech in it would have been a big thing for me. I know it's not a big thing for most people, but it would have.
Well, no, it as I say to because I've had one or two people go, "Oh, you reviewed that," and I disagree, and I'm like, "Well, you're allowed to disagree. They're opinions, and more importantly, they're our opinions."
Exactly.
So
because there's no such thing as an objective review. Regardless of what anybody will tell you, anybody could try to tell you, when you're reviewing a product, it's going to be subjective, because you can't be objective and review something.
Actually, I'll tell you what I will put in as a toy. I personally didn't buy one, but I did poke one and go, "Oh, this is really cool, can I make it work?" At which point the sales assistant went, "Do you know how long this thing takes?" I finally got to get my hands on a 3D printer this year. Wow, expensive Meccano kit.
Yeah.
I was surprised, and when I found out the running times, but it's been cropping into TV series. They really been banging on about them in Grey's Anatomy, and they've been banging on about them in Big Bang Theory. So, and you can't blame them. It's an emergent technology. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. But to actually physically watch one was really dull. It takes. It was like 8 hours to make a spoon. I was like, 8 hours for a spoon.
Fortunately, the one they've got in the York Asda is a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you can make a porcelain doll of yourself.
Oh. Nice. I tell you, it's really weird as well, because like metals, plastics, ceramics, they now do. Now, I really want to say biomimetic gel, because that's the Star Trek one, but there isn't. There's a medical term for it. They do a resiny gel that they can imprint your DNA into, so that when they make bits for you, your body won't reject it.
Right, okay.
How awesome is that? Apparently, it's incredibly expensive and takes forever to do, but that's so nearly a replicator.
Yeah.
So close.
And what's interesting, is that, and the fact that you can actually have them building edible stuff now as well.
They've got them doing edibles.
Yeah, I think it's mainly for
sugar.
It's sugar for things like cake decorations, but they can do protein mixes and stuff like that.
Protein mixes. Oh, can they do brightly coloured cubes? Brightly coloured cubes! We're so close to classic.
It'll be interesting to see quite where that goes, though. Because let's face it, it's the first.
It's
step.
replicators.
It's the first step to replicators. So
it's getting there.
And the Star Trek replicators, not the Stargate replicators. That would be bad.
So that about wraps it up for 2013.
And concludes our first series.
But we will be back in the new year with Geekology Season 2. Geekology, the next phase.
Geekology Series 2.
But it will be in our new format, which is 20 minutes to half an hour.
Something like that. And talking about format, we've also got our new series, which is cunningly called Geekology's Format, which will be covering video and computer games. I'll be heading that one up, and we'll be looking at new releases and new developments in the field.
I'll be co-hosting, we'll be covering classic technologies and classic games.
And let's face it, with me involved, you're going to hear about the Amiga at least occasionally.
I said classic, so Nintendo.
We'll see.
Okay. Talking of next year, we have our first live event. Well, I say live, we're going to be there. Hopefully you will be too. We'll be streaming, well, we might be streaming, but we'll definitely record an episode.
Absolutely. Now it's First Contact Day. That's 5th of April 2063.
2014.
Oh yeah, but it's at the Space Centre in Leicester.
Yes, it is. Check out the link below for information on that event and ticket availability. Also, subscribe to us here on YouTube, but you can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. So I think that covers it. We managed the whole season, and you've only had to edit out 1 million hours of footage.
Yes,
that's pretty good. Right, so do you want to say goodnight to the boys and girls?
Good night, and a Merry Christmas to everybody.
And a Happy New Year. Thank you for watching.
Take care. Bye.
That's it. Why don't we do that again? So, good evening. Welcome to Geek. What am I doing with my hands? It's because we're sitting like this. It's a bit. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Good evening. Welcome to Geekology. I'm David Zabilia.
And I'm Sven Harvey.
And tonight's episode, funnily enough, Ned there. It's such a good job we don't do this live. I would be so fucked. The only way is away from Essex.
Do you want to go back?
No, I'm ready. No, don't edit. No, it's... Look at that. You can edit this. I'm not sure what this is about.
Do the hooky cookie and
turn around.
That's going on the end of the video.
No. Okay.
Of course, we have to mention Doctor Who because it's the 50th anniversary for end of
He fucked that one up.
Makes a change. Anyway,
take 105.
We have to mention Doctor Who because of course it's the 50th anniversary.
Recut into that because I wasn't looking at you. Right, go. I'll stand there. I'll go la la la. We'll put it on the camera. We'll test it. We're gonna get it in one take. One take. They come.
See what I have to work with.
One. So that wraps up 2013
and our first series.
But we will be back in the new year with Blooper. So that concludes 2013
and our first series.
But we will be in oh fuck! So that concludes our first. No, it doesn't conclude the first season. Actually, it does conclude the first season.
It concludes 2013.
And that about wraps it up for. But we will be back in the new year with Oh, can we call it Geekology Phase 2? Oh, can we call it next phase?
No, let's call it Geekology Series 2.
But can we call it Geekology Phase 2?
No, it's Geekology Series 2.
Oh, can we call it Phase 2?
No.
Geekology is the next phase.
No, Geekology Series 2.
Darn it.
No. Geekology Series 2 will be 2014.
It will be in our new format, which is about 20 minutes, half an hour, depending on how long we rant.
Yeah, we will be avoiding the 5 hours of footage to be edited down, because that didn't work.
Yeah, that was one episode about one toy. 5 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah. So we are getting slightly better at this toy, but it will be in our new format, which is 20 minutes to half an hour, so that should be a little easier on people listening to us rant.
Well, yes, at least we won't have any 5 hour epics to edit down.
Yeah, I'm so glad we never put that one on. It was one toy.
Ow.
What? The dog's at a shot! The dog died.
And hopefully I won't have to be editing down like 5 hours of footage like one of the things we abandoned.
Yeah, one toy, 5 hours. That show was never going to air.
That was never going to
air. And I'll be heading up the classic. No, I won't be heading up anything. I'll be co-hosting. 3, 2.
We'll be at First Contact Day. That'll be at the Leicester Space Centre. I fucked it up.
I'm glad you fucked one up. It's good when you fuck one up. Right, one more time.
Ooh, that stings.
Come here. I'll bite you in the ankles. 3, 2, 1. So that concludes 2013.
And our first series. My voice isn't. Leicester Space Centre, and it's the 5th of April 2063. No, wait a minute. 5th of April 2014. No Vulcans invade. Right.
Oh, so close! So close!
Well, that's going to be First Contact Day. It's at the Leicester Space Centre. Now a body's trying to stop me.
Please look at the links below to find out about ticket information, times and date. You can just edit. You can just edit that bit. We're not doing the whole thing. I will start again. Just check out the link below for information regarding the venue and tickets availability. Also, feel free to follow us on YouTube. No. Stand back.
Just let us spend it.
Shush. Fizz.
Boo.
Get back onto YouTube.
The problem is that the light sequence is going to be completely
It's
out.
fine. It's
You'll
fine.
never know.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Until I
Ready?
comment.
Please look at the link below to find out more information about that event and ticket availability. Also down below you will find information. One more go. One more
Also
go.
down.
I
Ready?
need a chair.
Please follow the link below to find out about more.
We just start again.
No.
Sure.
Get back on there. We're
Because
doing
we just
it.
lost the flow.
We're
That's
doing
the
it.
problem.
It's fine. It's fine. Please feel free to check out the link below for information about. One more time. I'm gonna get it. 3, 2.
Oh
One.
no.
Take a minute. Just take a minute.
It's
Just
gone.
take a minute. We're gonna get it. 3, 2.
It's going to be 2014, I'm afraid.
Boo! Sven, get back on your marker.
It's not my fault.
Please follow the link below to find out information about that event and ticket availability. Also, for fuck's sake, 3, 2, 1. Check out the link below for information on that event and ticket availability. Also, feel free to follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. The word is subscribe. One more time. I'm gonna get it this time.
Seriously?
I'm gonna get it. I've got it. It's in my head. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Follow the link down below.
Oh. Let's spend it!
3, 2, 1. Follow the link down below for information about. I got it that time.
Belle, come back! Belle, come back! Come here!
3, 2, 1. Check out the link below for information on that event and ticket availability. Also, subscribe to us here on YouTube and follow us on both Facebook and Twitter. Well, I say us, it's you on
Kind of
Twitter.
me, really. Yeah.
Can you see me with the... How many characters is it?
140.
Yeah, that's never
No.
going to happen.
Not the right characters in the right order, anyway.
In conclusion, we'd like to thank you all very much for watching. We hope to see you in the new year. Have a very Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Good night.
Bye. Let's face it, who let you loose with 140 characters at a time?
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Good night is thank you very much for watching. Please have a very Merry Christmas. For fuck's sake! Why?